Recently, I came across a video of Simon Sinek, and he's a thought leader that I greatly appreciate. He teaches leaders how to be more empathetic and things like that. And so someone I greatly admire. But he was telling a very personal story about this friend that he had met up with, and the friend was upset with Simon because the friend had gone through certain hardships, and they said, "Hey, you weren't there for me when I reached out to you." And Simon was shocked to hear this. He's like, I had no clue. I had no idea that you were going through anything, right? And when they kind of examined it, the reason why Simon wasn't picking up the signals was because the way in which this friend had reached out to Simon was no different than any other times, right? It'd be like, "Hey, do you want to meet up for dinner?" and things of that nature, right? So it's like, how are you supposed to know that something is more, beneath the surface? So they essentially came up with this quote unquote code, message that they would both understand, which is, "Hey, do you have 8 minutes?" Right? So when one of them would text, "Do you have 8 minutes?" that meant they were going through something and they needed someone to talk to. So that's a great way to kind of contextualize that and differentiate it for both parties. And this is something that I want to implement with all of my friends, for the future, right? That, whether it's I or they, if someone's going through something, "Hey, do you have 8 minutes?" And that indicates, let's talk. Now, I want to also expand why specifically, "Hey, do you have 8 minutes?" So, he points out that there's studies done that just by talking to someone for 8 minutes, like a close friend, and where you get to release and have someone that you respect and trust listen to you and hear you out, it makes you feel better. Now, it doesn't mean that whatever you're going through, especially if it's like extremely, extremely hard, that it's going to solve much of anything, really. But just getting it out there, it lifts a weight and you feel better. And to be honest, I have experienced this in certain times. There's times when I'm going through something and I'll start just literally kind of reaching out to people, cold calling my friends and, whoever picks up, and it kind of has this very therapeutic effect. And I'm always very grateful when they allow me to, kind of get that off my chest, as it were, right? And I try to provide the same for people. So I can talk about it from that firsthand experience, the power of that, right? And so it's a very simple thing. And ultimately, you're giving 8 minutes or you're asking for 8 minutes. So it's not like even, 15 minutes or 30 minutes, right? 8 minutes is such a simple, short amount of time that I think, if we all want to, as Gandhi would say, be the change that we wish to see in the world by offering that up to people, and as I said, this is something that I'm implementing in my life with my friends and things like that, because I like the structure of it, right? It's a principle that I've tried to embody, but now it gives it a more, as they defined it, a clear way of knowing, hey, someone is going through something. So, "Hey, do you have 8 minutes?" Boom, you get on the phone, and the goal is not to create solutions, it's just to listen, right? And that's such a beautiful, powerful thing and a simple thing. And so, as I've mentioned over and over, it's something that I'm going to be implementing with my friends, but I say all this to also inspire you, because I think, if more of us did this, more of us cared for the people in our lives, we would all just be that much better off. So, I wanted to share that and encourage you to do the same. And, as you implement it, as you experience it, I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on all of this.